Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fumble Sports Thursday night preview of the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. We're going to be covering a lot of NFL news, but also giving out picks, player prop bets, and talking about the games coming up this weekend. So settle in and join Fumble Sports for the next hour or so as we go through everything you need to know about the divisional round and the NFL offseason. Appreciate all of you joining us. Put your questions in the chat. Engage with us. We'd love to hear your takes on the coaches that have been fired, the games that are going to be played, how you guys are thinking about the NFL playoffs and beyond. So join Fumble Sports. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube. And of course, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter on buttfumblesports.com. When you sign up for the free newsletter, you'll get it tomorrow morning with all of our picks all consolidated in one place. Not just the picks, but also the gambling trends and game notes that can help you make a decision for the divisional round of the NFL playoffs. So make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter there. You'll get all of our picks for this NFL weekend. Now, that said, we will be going through every game. You'll get a lot of analysis tonight. But if you want all those picks in one place, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for that free newsletter. Answering a lot of your questions tonight, so make sure you throw them in the chat. Simon Tukar, appreciate you joining us. You ask, is Purdy a quarterback that can realistically win a Super Bowl? And the answer is absolutely yes. And I ask you to go back over 20 years ago and look at Tom Brady in year 2 with the Patriots. When you have a great team around you, a good coach who has a good system, you absolutely can win a Super Bowl. I think Brock Purdy is in a very similar situation, except he has more offensive talent around him than 2001 Tom Brady did. Deebo Samuel, Christian McCaffrey, George Kittle, Brandon Ayuk, as long as they're healthy. And keep in mind, Trent Williams, who might be the best offensive lineman in the entire NFL. So the fact that Brock Purdy has a good line, a good core wide receiver group, and also has a great head coach in Kyle Shanahan. And I'm starting to elevate him into great head coach status. I know he hasn't won a Super Bowl yet, but having brought teams to Super Bowls or late into playoff runs with quarterbacks like Matt Ryan, Jimmy G, and Brock Purdy, very impressive. Clow, how did we do on the playoffs on the games last week? We did incredibly well. Our 6-leg parlay hit 5 of the 6. The only thing we missed, we thought Tom Brady was going to cover on Monday night, thinking that 7-0 lifetime against the Cowboys would get us a cover play. That said, we did cash on Cowboys on the money line. I put that out pretty hard on Monday, telling everyone that I did like Cowboys on the money line. A lot of Buccaneers fans went against me, but on that one we did pretty well. So we did have a good wild card round. I hope all of you join us for our shows this weekend. Saturday and Sunday we'll do pregame shows. But if you want to get all of our picks consolidated in one place, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for the free newsletter to get all of our picks in one place. Minnesota did let us down, but we did have the Giants on the cover, so that ended up working out. Razzlemania, how you doing tonight? Any good squeezes tonight? I'm down work and would like a squeeze watching a game. Best. Okay, so a couple things I'd like you to keep in mind. I think there are absolutely some plays in game that you can make. I'm watching this Celtics Golden State Warriors game. If at any point the Celtics are underdogs in this game, I'm jumping on that in live action. I'm also keeping my eye on a couple college basketball games, but I didn't like anything off the jump tonight. I didn't actually think there were a lot of great games with the early lines, but I do like a couple games mid-game. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We are going to now analyze some of the games that are going on this weekend in the divisional round, but we're also going to talk about, we're going to talk about some of the news that went down in the NFL today. A couple coaches got fired. Byron Leftwich, I was really surprised by that one. And the reason for that is the offense he had under the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had succeeded when Bruce Arians was there. You have to wonder if there was friction in the relationship between Todd Bowles and Byron Leftwich. Given that Bowles, this was one of his first coaching decisions that was truly kind of under his domain and his reign. So I'm surprised that they fired Leftwich. I certainly think it means Tom Brady's leaving. I think they're cleaning house to start fresh in Tampa Bay. Unfortunately, I think that the clock is now running on Todd Bowles, how long he's going to be the head coach there. I could see him getting fired after next year, and just another story of a coach, whether it's minority or not, who's not given enough time to really rebuild a team. But I think Todd Bowles has about 1 year left with the Bucs before they move on from him. But Tom Brady, he's either going to go to retirement, or I could really see him in either Miami or Las Vegas. A couple people have thrown out the New York Jets. I think that's less likely. The Miami Dolphins were supposed to sign him last year until that Brian Flores scandal that's ultimately going to cost Miami a first-round pick. But I do think Las Vegas makes the most sense right now. Josh McDaniels, Devontae Adams, Waller, Renfro, if they re-sign Josh Jacobs. So a lot of reasons I could see Tom Brady in the desert in Vegas with the Raiders. But for now, again, just reacting to the Byron Leftwich news, it really tells me that Tampa Bay is entering a completely new age, the post-Tom Brady age, and I don't think it's going to be a successful one for them. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Is 3.5 close enough for that Celtics game? I think it may be. If there was a chance to buy it down and get it to like 3 to 2.5 rather, I think they will win by a 3-pointer. I think this is a game that Golden State will stay close, but ultimately this Celtics team is far better. So for all those joining us, Fumble Sports is not just talking about what's going on tonight in sports, but also about the divisional round of the playoffs, a lot of NFL news. So if you want to join the conversation, make sure you throw your comments in the chat. Simon Tukar says, Anthony Richardson, I feel, is a realistic Bucs quarterback. I absolutely agree. And Anthony Richardson looked incredibly impressive in some workouts that he just had. I know it was in shorts and a t-shirt, but the dude's got an unbelievable arm. He can run. He's got great size. Anthony Richardson is a quarterback out of Florida that everyone should keep an eye on in the draft. He is someone that comes out of that, and I don't want to make too many comparisons, but that Cam Newton kind of mold, which is very big, like can run over you, can run around you, and has a big arm, really impressive prospect. I know he didn't deliver in college like some people expected him to, but as an NFL prospect, Anthony Richardson is one to keep an eye on. Well, Mike, if I'm so wrong about my take on Tampa Bay, I'd love to hear your take. Mike, what's your take on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Were they right to fire Byron Leftwich? Was that the right move? Fill us in. What do you think? Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports. If you have rants of your own, use the hashtag Fumble Sports, and we will absolutely see them. I'd love to hear the takes from those out there. Well, Mike, they can get a quarterback and a quarterback. They can get a cornerback and a quarterback. So I agree with you. They definitely need to address their secondary. They're really good up front. Like Vita Vea is a monster in the trenches. So I feel like they need to address the secondary. I didn't see Devin White play to the level I've expected over the last couple of years this past year. So I am a little bit concerned about their linebackers, a little bit more than I expected to be. But that said, they do need to find a cornerback. But I feel like half the league could say that a shutdown corner is probably one of the toughest positions to find. It's one of the reasons the Jets hit such a home run with Sauce Gardner last year. But Tampa Bay, I do think they need to address the quarterback position as much as the cornerback position. I do think that the offensive line injuries absolutely killed the Bucs. And this is one in which you can say they went a year beyond what they should have in trying to keep Brady and everything else. But I don't blame them. You push that as long as you possibly can. But that offensive line broke down. The moment Ali Marpet retired, the Bucs offensive line took such a different turn. And I don't think they did enough in the offseason. I know they got Shaq Mason from the Patriots, but I don't think they did enough to address the offensive line last year. And it really hurt them because over the course of the year, between injuries and poor play, it really cost them their ability to get a deeper run into the playoffs. Is Jamal Adams a real... I don't know what Jamal Adams is anymore. He's been out of the league so long due to injuries. He's such a talented player when he's on the field. But in some ways, Jamal Adams reminds me, and I know this is, I don't want to say a knock on Jamal Adams, but he reminds me a bit of Bob Sanders. He's super talented, can play close to the line of scrimmage, is really physical, but might be a bit more fragile than he needs to be given how he plays. So Jamal Adams is incredibly talented, but I do think he can get burned in deep passes. And I think when he plays around the line of scrimmage, he's an aggressive player, he's a hard hitter, but that actually takes a toll on him as much as it does the players he goes against, and he's not able to withstand it. I agree with you, Mike. I think Tom Brady was the least saved quarterback this year. I thought Tom Brady was exposed, and I felt bad at times for Tom Brady because the GOAT shouldn't be exposed at age 45. They didn't do enough to protect him. They didn't develop enough of a running game. If I do have any knock on Byron Leftwich, is that the Bucs didn't run the ball effectively enough. They didn't figure out how to use their running game. So for a plethora of reasons, I absolutely believe that Byron Leftwich should have had his butt on the hot seat, but I don't think he should have been fired, in part because who are you going to bring in that's better? And how long does that offensive coordinator have time to work with whoever they bring in if it's not Tom Brady? So I think the Buccaneers are in rebuild mode, and unfortunately, I would have kept the continuity of offensive coordinator and head coach / defensive coordinator in Todd Bowles. So I'm just surprised it was a move Tampa Bay made. As Blease points out, Tom Brady had 66 pass attempts in that game, which is absolutely crazy. I absolutely agree with you, Blease. Tom Brady at this stage of his career should be closer to 35 pass attempts than 66. Because at 35, it shows there's play action, an effective running game. So when he is throwing, he's able to attack with precision. When you're throwing 66 times a game, it just says you have no offensive continuity across the board. Whack that wood. I bet my life savings on the Chargers and now my wife left me. Sorry about that. That's a lesson for you. You don't bet on the Falcons. You don't bet on the Chargers. There are certain teams in the NFL you should just avoid. Jay Shell 93 says Tom Brady is washed up, unwilling to take any hits at all. A chuck and duck. That's interesting. I don't feel that way. I do understand why you say that. It's because we saw a lot of highlights like that. But again, when you're dropping back 46, 48, 50 times a game, at some point you're going to have chuck and ducks. But again, if you were closer to 35 pass attempts, I don't think you'd see it nearly as much. I thought Tom Brady, for 45 years old, looked good, but ultimately the offensive line was just terrible. Jay Shells watched every snap. Okay, great. I'm glad the Tampa Bay Buccaneers had such a loyal follower. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Once we hit 2,000 likes, we'll do a quick poll. These quick polls are related to games going on this weekend. They're always related to a player prop bet or game pick. The way we do our polls, we put out the poll, you guys vote, and then I give my analysis and my pick after. So make sure you're hitting that like button. Let's get up to 2,000 likes, and let's do that first quick poll of the evening. Brady and Rodgers need to go. So I don't think either one's going to be out of the league next year. I have a sneaking suspicion both of them are going to be about driving up the drama, but ultimately these guys are going to be back next season. Where I think they're going to go, I do have Tom Brady in Las Vegas right now. I think the poll from Josh McDaniels, I think the fact that he probably wanted to go there when he left New England, there were a lot of rumors about that then, and I could easily see him going to Las Vegas. They're kind of built for him right now. They need to address their offensive line, but everywhere else on offense is going to be pretty familiar or comfortable for him. But that said, Aaron Rodgers, I really like the New York Jets for him. If I were the New York Jets, I'd hire Nathaniel Hackett as my offensive coordinator, and I would offer a first-round pick for Aaron Rodgers. If that's too high, fine. A second and a fourth, whatever number you want to put together. But Aaron Rodgers on the New York Jets right now absolutely could contend in the AFC. And the reason I say that is the Jets defense is a top 5 defense. They are so good. It is Brett Favre too, but keep in mind, not when Brett Favre went to the Jets, but when he went to the Vikings, they went to a conference championship. I could see Aaron Rodgers taking the Jets at least to the divisional round of the playoffs next year if they made the move to sign him. And again, I think Nathaniel Hackett would be a big part of that because I think you'd want Aaron Rodgers and his offense and the Jets receivers and linemen learning his offense as opposed to the other way around. Joseph asks, who do I think is going to win the Niners-Cowboys game? Joseph, I really like the Niners in that game. I think the Cowboys are riding a little bit too high from their win last week. Meanwhile, the Niners get a couple extra days of rest, look really impressive in their win against the Seahawks in the second half, and that offense is so dynamic, so I don't think they're going to be nearly as reliant on one single player in a way like the Buccaneers were on Tom Brady. Purdy has been fantastic. He's actually statistically been the best quarterback in the NFL since he started for the San Francisco 49ers in Week 14. So that said, I really like Brock Purdy. I like the 49ers. I think they're going to win. Whether they cover or not, I'm kind of on both sides of it. I would buy points down and take the Niners. I'd buy points up and take the Cowboys. I think it's going to be about, a 4-point game, 3-point game. So if you could get on either side of that from a spread standpoint, I really like it. As for the over-under, I actually have a great note on the over-under for the 49ers and the Cowboys. You should look towards the under since we have a note on that. One of the referees in that game is a very happy underplay. So he's an underplay, as well as the Bengals-Bills. The referees in the two games on Sunday statistically favor the under by over 70% of their games called. In the playoffs, it's even higher than that. In the Bengals-Bills game, the referee in that game, Carl Schaefer's, is officiating. He has 11 playoff games in his career. The under is 10-1. That's the under 10-1 for the referee who's officiating the Bengals-Bills game. It's not as dramatic in the Cowboys-49ers game, but the referee in that game favors the under as well. Those are two games that you might want to look to playing the under. The quarterbacks, the offenses, they're going to drive that number up. A lot of people are going to like the over, but you now know the officiating in that game could favor the under, so Sunday could be a big underplay. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at SportsFumble on Twitter. And don't forget, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in our bio, so hit that link. It'll take you right to our website. Sign up for the free newsletter on our website. That newsletter comes out tomorrow with all of our picks for the divisional round of the playoffs, the game picks, total plays, and player prop bets I like. It's all in the newsletter. Sign up for it, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in our bio. So we just hit 2,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. You guys are unbelievably supportive. We just hit 2,000 likes. Because of that, we'll do our first quick poll of the evening. Our first quick poll will be about a player prop bet that I like. This one's for the Jaguar-Chiefs game. Here's the first quick poll of the evening, a player prop bet that's out there. You guys vote. Once we get the results, I give my analysis. Here's the first poll question for you. Will Travis Kelce have over or under 81.5 receiving yards? One more time. Will Travis Kelce have over or under 81.5 receiving yards? If you like the over, hit the smiley face. If you like the under, hit the crying face. Here we go with our first quick poll. Will Travis Kelce have over or under 81.5 receiving yards? Over, smiley face, under, crying face. Both are going off at minus 115. Appreciate you guys joining us and participating in our first quick poll because we hit 2,000 likes. Our first poll question of the evening, will Travis Kelce have over or under 81.5 receiving yards? Over, smiley face, crying face is the under. Both are going off at minus 115. Appreciate you guys joining us. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumble Sports. Our poll question, will Travis Kelce have over or under 81.5 receiving yards? Smiley face if you think it's over. Crying face if you think it's under. Smiley face 82 yards. Crying face 81 for Travis Kelce on Saturday. Final seconds. And you guys say the over is going to hit. You guys think he's going to have at least 82 receiving yards. I not only agree with you, but this is one of my favorite player prop bets of this upcoming weekend. I definitely think Travis Kelce will have at least 80 receiving yards, at least 90 actually. But I've already put a bet down. One of my favorite player prop bets of the week, I got it at 80 plus receiving yards for Travis Kelce. I got that at minus 125. I also did buy that over 81 and a half receiving yards. So I'm very big on Travis Kelce. The reason for that, Kelce has at least 95 receiving yards in his last 6 playoff games. Again, that's Travis Kelce has at least 95 receiving yards in his last 6 straight playoff games. And Kelce had 81 receiving yards in his first meeting against Jacksonville earlier this year. So his familiarity against Jacksonville and his success in the playoffs over the last couple of playoffs make me feel confident you should take the over 81 and a half receiving yards for Travis Kelce on Saturday. If you enjoyed doing that poll, make sure you hit the like button. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. Or if you give us that football, we'll also do that. I don't know how that effect just changed. I feel like our effect just changed to something else. Let's see if I can fix that. By the way, we have brand new merchandise at Butt Fumble Sports, including one of these string bags you'll want to check. Oh, it doesn't show up as well in here. You want to check out some of our merchandise? Here's a picture of one of our merchandise. Some California love from Deebo Samuel. So if you like that shirt, if you like that design, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. In our store, you can see designs just like this one. So if you like this design, go to buttfumblesports.com. Check out our store. You can check out all of our cool new shirts. Do I have any more of our shirt designs here? Yeah, I do. Oh. Here we go. Here's another shirt design that we have. ButtFumbleSports.com. If you like the shirt design, as Josh Allen hurdles over my head. So if you like these designs and want to get them, ButtFumbleSports.com. You can get shirts just like this one. ButtFumbleSports.com in the store. So shirts like this, if you're a Josh Allen fan, we have this. You just saw our Deebo Samuel shirt. Here's another one for you. For all those fans of the butt punt from earlier this year. You're missing it a little bit. I can't zoom in on it, but there's one that's for the butt punt as well. Let's see if I can also get our Jones on Jones crime. Another one that we have. Another design. Where is it? So another shirt design that we have. Oh, I just saw it a moment ago. Oh, here it is. So we have another shirt design. I don't know if you can see all of it, but it's Chandler Jones giving Mac Jones the business. So make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. You can check out all of these new shirts that we have. Again, buttfumblesports.com. Go to the store. You can check out our brand new shirts. We're going to be putting out a lot of new content, a lot of new merchandise. So you want to check that out. That's buttfumblesports.com. Go to the store. While you're on the website, sign up for the free newsletter. In that newsletter, you'll get all of our game picks, the game pick, total plays, and player prop bets that we like for this weekend's divisional round. So sign up for the free newsletter when you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link for our website is in our bio. So if you like the shirt designs that we just showed you, if you want to sign up for the free newsletter, make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in the bio. Is KC going to lose this game? I don't think they will. I do like Jacksonville to cover. There are a lot of trends that say that's a good play. But that said, Kansas City is 7-1 straight up at home this year. But Kansas City is also 1-6-1 against the spread at home this season. So a lot of trends say Kansas City's going to win, but Jacksonville will cover. Does Byron Leftwich end up in Pittsburgh as the OC? So I heard some people, I put out a rant video about Byron Leftwich earlier today, and a lot of people were saying the Pittsburgh Steelers were going to hire him. They're not going to. They retained Matt Canada, so unless Byron Leftwich is going to be like a quarterback coach, which I don't know why he'd want to take that. He probably can get an OC job somewhere. So if I'm Byron Leftwich, I would try to find an OC job For me, I would even look towards maybe going to, if the Chargers have that job open, I know he's going to get an interview, but I don't know why he'd want to be a quarterback coach for the Steelers. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll, so keep hitting that like button. At 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. Yeah, Byron left with the Jags, of course. Make sure you're going to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in our bio. That newsletter comes out tomorrow morning, so you're going to want to sign up for the newsletter. Be sure to sign up for the free newsletter, buttfumblesports.com. The newsletter features all of our picks all in one place. Speaking of the games going on this weekend, at 4:30 on Saturday, the Jaguars play the Chiefs on NBC. Where I see it, Kansas City is a 9-point favorite, and the over-under is set at 53 points. Some gambling trends for you. The favorite is 4-1-1 against the spread in the last 6 meetings between the Jaguars and the Chiefs. The road team is 3-1-1 against the spread in the last 5 meetings between the two teams, while the Jaguars are 5-1 against the spread in their last 6 games overall. The Chiefs are 2-7-1 against the spread in their last 10 games overall. So from the trends I just gave you, Kansas City is a good money line play, but the Jaguars absolutely are a very good play on the spread this Saturday. As for the total, a couple of gambling trends for you. The under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between the two teams in Kansas City. Again, the under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings in Kansas City between the Chiefs and the Jaguars. But the over is 8-3 in the Jaguars' last 11 road games. That said, the ButtFumble Sports pick for Kansas City and Jacksonville is Kansas City on the money line, Jacksonville to cover by plus 10.5. I would buy the 1.5 and get Jacksonville at plus 10.5, and then I would take the over. I would buy it down, and I would take the over 51.5 points. If you want to get all of our picks all in one place, go to buttfumblesports.com. The link is in the bio. Go to buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter, and in that newsletter that comes out tomorrow morning, you'll get all of our picks all in one place, as well as the gambling trends and game notes. That way, whether you agree with us or not, you'll have the information to make a smart decision for yourself. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumble Sports. Yeah, Mega Pizzaplex. I don't see Jacksonville pulling off the upset. I certainly do see them competitive in that game, but I don't see them pulling off the upset. Alec, I'm sorry. I don't think Bengals on the money line is a good play. The offensive line injuries for the Bengals are going to be devastatingly disruptive to how Joe Burrow is able to operate in that offense. I also think you could see Damar Hamlin lead out the Buffalo Bills. I think the emotions of that game, of that stadium, I think it's going to ride the Bills early on. They'll be able to ride off of that. And I ultimately think the Bills are just a better team right now, in part because the offensive line for the Bengals is so beaten up. I expect Ed Oliver of the Bills to have a really big game. I bet $1 to have a tie in the half in all games to win $800K. Wish me luck. I am wishing you luck. I hope you do well. Mark asks, Eagles-Giants prediction. Okay, we've got that game for you. Saturday at 8:15, the Giants play the Eagles. That game's going to be on Fox. Where I see it, the Eagles are a 7.5-point favorite, and the over-under is set at 48.5 points. A couple of game notes for you. Daniel Jones against the spread. These are game and gambling notes, I should say. Daniel Jones against the spread. His record as a road underdog is 17-5. One more time. Daniel Jones against the spread record in his career as a road underdog, 17-5. Something to keep note of. He is a road underdog on Saturday night. The Giants are also the best team against the spread this season. So, couple things that stand out. That said, Philadelphia is 7-2 straight up at home this year. And over the past 20 years, the number 1 seed in the divisional round, They're 8-23 against the spread when favored by less than 10 points. One more time, I know I put out a big one there. Over the past 20 years, the number one seed in the divisional round is 8-23 against the spread when favored by less than 10 points. That applies to both games on Saturday. Both number one seeds are favored by less than 10 points. That would suggest the Jaguars and the Giants are both very good bets on the spread. That said, a couple other gambling trends for you. These relate to the total. The under is 4-1 in the last 5 meetings between the Giants and Eagles in Philadelphia, while the over is 5-1 in the Giants' last 6 Saturday games, and the over is 5-1 in the Eagles' last 6 games versus a team with a winning record. The Butt Fumble Sports pick for Eagles and Giants is Philadelphia on the money line, New York to cover +9 after I buy a 1.5, and the over after I buy a 1.5. So one more time, Philadelphia money line, Giants +9, and over 47 points is how Butt Fumble Sports is picking this one. For all of those out there that like doing parlay bets, Butt Fumble Sports also has a divisional round parlay. If you're watching us right now on YouTube, Butt Fumble Sports on YouTube, our YouTube channel, will show you that graphic right now. Butt Fumble Sports has the divisional round 6-leg parlay. Last week we just missed cashing. We had 5 of the 6 last week. We missed on the Bucks covering. That said, we hit the first 5. We did very well on our individual bets. But that said, we have a divisional round parlay. This is risking $20, a reward of $168.15. So a pretty good reward for the money that we're putting down. Again, a $20 bet to win $168. This is the 6-leg divisional round parlay from Butt Fumble Sports. We're going to go through it in 3 tiers. The kind of lock picks that I have at the bottom, the kind of moderate risk bets in the middle, and my highest risk bet at the top. So 3 locks from the 6-leg divisional round parlay bet for Butt Fumble Sports this weekend is Philadelphia on the money line. I'm getting that at -370. Kansas City on the money line. I'm getting that at -500. And Buffalo on the money line. I'm getting that at -800. Those are our 3 lock bets in our 6-leg divisional round parlay. One more time, that's Eagles money line, Chiefs money line, and Bills money line. The 2 more moderate risk bets that make up the middle of our 6-leg parlay are 49ers on the money line. I'm getting that at -200, and Jacksonville, Kansas City over 51.5 points after I buy a 1.5. I do feel like both Jacksonville and Kansas City are going to easily hit 25 points and more, so I feel very confident about that. So again, those 2 more moderate risk bets, San Francisco on the money line, Jacksonville, Kansas City over 51.5 points. And finally, the last part of our 6-leg divisional round parlay is New York Giants, Philadelphia Eagles over 47 points after I buy a 1.5. So one more time, for all of those watching on YouTube, you can see our divisional round parlay graphic on your screen. If you're watching us on TikTok Live, one more time, the Butt Fumble Sports divisional round parlay pyramid that's made up of a 6-leg parlay that risks $20 to win $168.15. Here are the 6 picks involved in that parlay. It is Eagles on the money line, Chiefs on the money line, Bills on the money line, 49ers on the money line, Jacksonville Chiefs over 51.5 points, Eagles and Giants over 47 points. That is the divisional round parlay pyramid from Butt Fumble Sports. If you have any questions about the games this upcoming week or any of the news that came out this week today about Greg Roman or Byron Leftwich, throw your comments in the chat here to talk all things NFL. Did I hear about Josh McDaniels and the Jim Irsay news? Yeah, and I'm just going to say this. Jim Irsay is one of my least favorite owners in all of sports. I think he's an absolute buffoon. I think he's a spoiled son of a very wealthy father who is also a buffoon. I think the Colts, if they didn't have Bill Polian and get the benefit of drafting Peyton Manning, would be still a laughingstock franchise. They pulled a Detroit Lions in pretty much running Andrew Luck out of the NFL because they couldn't protect him well enough, and he didn't want to abuse his body by being a part of that organization. So I think Jim Irsay is a joke, and I think how Josh McDaniels, the story coming out that Jim Irsay was kind of being shady in the bathroom of Josh McDaniels' home or whatever when they went to visit and talk about being a head coach. I absolutely think it was reason enough for McDaniels' wife to be like, hey, I don't want this guy being your boss and our family well-being to be determined by this guy being the owner of the franchise you coach. So for a number of reasons, I'm not surprised by the Jim Irsay, Josh McDaniels story. I think Jim Irsay is just a clown. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you follow us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. What's the best package you think the Bears could get for the number 1 pick? I could see them getting a high first-round pick overall. And if I were them, I would ask for a pick next year. I would ask for 2 first-round picks because Bryce Young, C.J. Stroud, Will Levis, I think one of those guys might flash enough between the Senior Bowl or the Shrine Bowl or the Combine, these events that allow these prospects to get opportunities to be scouted. I think Bryce Young is going to interview like a dream. I think a team's going to fall in love with him, and I think they would be willing to give up 2 first-round picks for him, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Bears could get a great haul. Everyone is calling me stupid for thinking the Cowboys will win. Am I dumb? Vanilla Sports, unfortunately, I don't think you're smart. I think the smart money is on the San Francisco 49ers this weekend for a couple of reasons. First of all, the 49ers have been amazing at home this year, no matter who the quarterback is. Second of all, they've had over 48 hours of extra rest, even more so because the Cowboys were playing on Monday night. I think that extra rest will absolutely play a factor. And finally, and I put out a rant video about this, when the Cowboys are humble, they're a dangerous team. When the Cowboys are being mocked, they're a dangerous team. But when the Cowboys are strutting around like Mike McCarthy was with that chain around his neck in the locker room in Tampa Bay, that's when the Cowboys are most susceptible to a letdown. The Cowboys are the kind of franchise that when they're hungry and they're hunting, they are good. But when they start thinking that they're the mid-90s Cowboys, that's when they lose. I saw a lot of arrogance from the Cowboys after that win. I don't know why. They beat a 45-year-old Tom Brady, and they were favored to win. So even though it was a dominant performance, there's a lot of reason for the Cowboys to kind of eat some humble pie. I think the 49ers are waiting for them. They're rested. I think they're going to have a really good game plan for them. Do you think Kyle Shanahan is intimidated by Micah Parsons? No, I think he's going to throw so many running plays at Micah Parsons between Deebo Samuel and Christian McCaffrey that I think Micah Parsons is going to get tired out. They're going to try and confuse that young man. It's not his athleticism that's going to be challenged. It's his intellectual awareness. Can he understand how much is being thrown at him? Because Kyle Shanahan is going to try and confuse Micah Parsons, get him to pause a half step on every play, and that's going to open up some play action for Brock Purdy down the field to Kittle, Ayuk, and others. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. If you want to get all of my game picks all in one place, go to buttfumblesports.com. The link to the website is in the bio, so hit that bio link. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. In that newsletter, you'll get all of my game picks all in one place. That newsletter comes out tomorrow morning, so you're going to want to sign up for that newsletter right now. Hit the link in the bio, buttfumblesports.com. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and on YouTube. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. This next quick poll will be about a player prop bet that I like for this weekend, so make sure you're hitting that like button. We'll do another quick poll at 4,000 likes. Don't forget the link to our website is in the bio. The link to our website's in the bio. And we showed off some of our shirt designs. I know a bunch of you guys like those. A hurdling Josh Allen, a California love Deebo Samuel, some Jones on Jones crime for Chandler Jones and Mac Jones on that crazy play in the desert of Vegas. So check out those shirt designs as well. buttfumblesports.com, that's in the store. Get a shirt. The Bengals are a stretch to win this weekend, right? Yes, they are. For a number of reasons, the biggest being the offensive line injuries for the Bengals. I think that's ultimately going to hurt them. But let's talk about that game. Sunday at 3 p.m., the Bengals play the Bills on CBS. Where I see it right now, the Bills are a 5.5-point favorite, and the over-under is set at 48.5 points. Some gambling trends for you. The underdog is 7-2 against the spread in the last 9 meetings between the two teams. The Bengals are 5-1-1 against the spread in their last 7 games in January, while the Bills are 2-5 against the spread in their last 7 home games. So those would suggest Bengals plus 7 is a good play. Bengals on the spread is a good play based off of these trends. That said, as for the total, the over is 5-1 in the Bills' last 6 home games, and the over is 7-3 in the last 10 meetings between the two. However, we have a big game note for all of those who want to bet the total for Bengals and Bills. Big game note for you. The referee for the Bills and Bengals is going to be Carl Schaefer's. Carl Schaefer's, however you pronounce it, is officiating that game. In his games in the playoffs, he's been a lead official 11 playoff games. In his playoff games, the under is 10-1. One more time. The referee in the Bills and Bengals game has refereed 11 playoff games in his career, and the under is 10-1. So while we may love Joe Burrow and we may love Josh Allen, keep in mind, referees make total plays. Don't forget that. George asks, do the Giants have a chance against the Philadelphia Eagles? Let's put it this way. I do think they have a chance. I think they're going to cover the spread, but I ultimately think the Eagles are going to win that game. A question that we're getting in from YouTube, Jacobs over under 213 pass yards. I don't know what that means. Who's Jacobs? Are you talking Daniel Jones over under 213 passing yards? Is that what you're saying? In which case I would take the under probably, though that seems incredibly low. But I don't think Jacobs as a quarterback is playing this weekend. I don't know of a Jacobs that's playing. If anyone knows of a Jacobs playing in the NFL playoffs, let us know. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Lizard2521 asks, do you think the Jags can cover the spread versus the Chiefs? Yes, I do, Lizard. I do think they will. A number of trends say they will. By the way, if you want to get all of my gambling trends, picks, game notes all in one place, that's game picks, total plays, player prop bets, as well as the game notes and gambling trends all in one place, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in the bio. Go to buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. It comes out tomorrow morning. All of our picks for all 4 divisional games, all in one place. You'll want to sign up for it, buttfumblesports.com. The free newsletter is on our website with the link in our bio. Yeah, it is Jones. So Jones over under 213 passing yards. The Eagles are the number 1 pass defense in the NFL. I think Jones is going to be more effective on the ground. I think Saquon Barkley could have a good game, but through the air, I think it could be a challenge. Niners or boys, I'm taking the 49ers. I like the 49ers on the money line. Who you got in the Bengals and Bills? I do have Bills on the money line, while I like Cincinnati to cover +7. And as I just mentioned, I love the under in that game because the referee in his 11 playoff games in his career, the under is 10-1. So while there are a couple of trends that suggest the over, I'm going to bet that referee is going to make a difference, and I'll take under 50 points in the Bengals-Bills game. Why does Vegas have Cowboys +3? Do they know something we don't? Yeah, they know that the Dallas Cowboys aren't worth betting in the divisional round on the road. It hasn't been since the mid-90s when they've won a game there. The public loves the 49ers, and I think Vegas does too. I think Vegas isn't setting you up for a disappointing game from the Cowboys, or rather a surprise victory from the Cowboys. I think Vegas could be setting some people up on 49ers to cover. I think the 49ers could end up covering that game. So I've actually taken both sides of it. I like San Francisco on the money line. I like San Francisco -2.5 after I buy 1.5 to bring it down. But I also like Dallas +5.5 after I buy it up. So I'm on both sides of it. I think this is going to be a 3-4 point difference. So I like San Francisco on the money line, San Fran minus 2.5, Dallas plus 5.5. I'm on both sides of it. Carl, can Cincinnati upset? I think it's highly unlikely, and the biggest reason for that is the offensive line of the Cincinnati Bengals has me highly concerned. I think the Bills are not only going to be able to score points, but I think they're going to be able to get pressure on Joe Burrow. Look for Ed Oliver to have a big game. If you want to get all of my picks all in one place, hit the link in our bio to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter. In that newsletter, you'll get our game picks as well as all the gambling trends and game notes that go into our pick. That way, you can make the decision for yourself. So hit the link in our bio, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter to get all of our picks all in one place. Dylan, what are our locks for the weekend? Well, I'll answer that by going through one more time our divisional round parlay. This is a 6-leg parlay that we're going to be putting down. So our locks in that parlay are Eagles on the money line, Chiefs on the money line, and Bills on the money line. Again, this is part of a parlay, so these don't have great odds, but it's part of a 6-leg parlay, a $20 bet, $168 payout, so we're getting really good return on it. The 3 locks in that parlay are Eagles money line, Chiefs money line, and Bills money line. As for the rest of that 6-leg parlay, it's San Francisco on the money line, Jaguars Chiefs over 51.5 points, and Giants Eagles over 47 points. If you want to check out that divisional round parlay, we'll be putting that out tomorrow at ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. So you'll want to follow us at ButtFumble Sports, again, on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube to get that 6-leg parlay for the divisional round. Do the Giants have a chance, or do they get lucky playing? So I think their offense looked better than it really is playing against the Vikings. I think the Eagles are going to bring them down to earth, especially in the passing game. But I can see the Giants being effective on the running game. Saquon Barkley, Daniel Jones. I think Brian Daboll's figured something out there. But I do think the passing game is going to be far more limited against the Philadelphia Eagles. So Daniel Jones, I don't like his passing yards on Saturday night. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumble Sports and hit that like button. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. And this quick poll is related to a player prop bet that I like. So hit that like button. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. And again, that's a player prop bet that we like, the way we do it. You guys vote. Once we get the results, I give my pick and my analysis. Are there any over-under bets that I really like? Well, there's one that I gave out a moment ago that I love based off of a great game note I saw. The referee in the Bengals-Bills game has reffed 11 playoff games in his career, and the under is 10-1 in those 11 playoff games. So Bills-Bengals, look for the under to hit. Forget about the quarterbacks. Forget about the offenses. Think about the officiating. I think you could see the under hit in that Bills-Bengals game. By the way, we've been talking all night about that Warriors-Boston Celtics game. The Warriors now have a lead. This might be a good time to take the Celtics on the money line if you like doing in-game betting. Celtics, Warriors, the Warriors are now winning in that game. Might be a good time to take an in-game bet. I'm obviously giving that with a grain of salt. This is all for entertainment purposes. But I'll just put it this way. I'm going to put down a unit on that. That Celtics minus 190 is where I'm seeing it right now. I'm actually seeing it just shifted to minus 150. So I'm going to put a unit down on that. Celtics in-game betting. I like the Celtics on the money line. Right now they're down 4 on TNT to the Golden State Warriors. But I do like that. I do like Celtics on the money line. Even the Warriors are giving them a hard time. 61-55. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And if you want to get all of our divisional round picks all in one place, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for the free newsletter. The link is in the bio, so hit that link in the bio. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, sign up for the free newsletter with all of our picks in one place. That comes out tomorrow morning. You won't want to miss it. Once we hit 4,000 likes, we'll do another quick poll. Any tips on how to know what you're talking about when you're talking about the NFL? Well, a website that I love going to is covers.com. Covers.com is a great website to find gambling trends. If you like the gambling trends we have, one of the places we go to is Covers.com, a place where you can learn a lot about what's going on. There are a number of great websites to follow. Obviously, you want to follow ours, ButtFumbleSports.com. Vanilla Sports under in the Bengals game, I do think is a good play. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumbleSports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. We're going to have shows on Saturday and Sunday before each kickoff, so make sure you're following ButtFumbleSports. That way you know when we go live each day. A couple of player prop bets that, we just hit 4,000 likes. Thank you guys so much. So again, we're going to do another quick poll. The way we do these quick polls, we put the question out, you guys answer it. Once we get the final results, I give out my pick and the analysis behind it. So let's do this next quick poll. Here's our next quick poll because we hit 4,000 likes. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? One more time. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? If you like Joe Burrow, smiley face. If you like Josh Allen, hit the crying face. Wait 1 second. We're going to just give that out one more time before you vote. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Let's do that quick poll now. Doing a quick poll because we hit 4,000 likes. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Make sure you're following us at ButtFumbleSports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Doing a quick poll related to the game this weekend between the Bills and Bengals. Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns? Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns this weekend? One more time. Smiling face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Let us know which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns this weekend. Smiley face Joe Burrow, crying face Josh Allen. Which quarterback will have more passing touchdowns this weekend? The final results are in, and you guys have it going to Josh Allen. I agree with you. In Josh Allen's last 3 playoff games, he has 3, 4, and 5 passing touchdowns. He has been an absolute machine in the playoffs scoring passing touchdowns. Joe Burrow's been good, but over the last few games, not as many passing touchdowns. The under 1.5 hit last week. So for a number of reasons, offensive line injuries included, I think Josh Allen will have more passing touchdowns this weekend than Joe Burrow. Including, and this is a player prop bet that I do like for that Bills-Bengals game, I like Gabe Davis on an anytime touchdown. That's a player prop bet that I do like this weekend. Gabe Davis, anytime touchdown. He has a receiving touchdown in 5 playoff games, 5 receiving touchdowns in 5 playoff games in his career. I like Gabe Davis on an anytime touchdown. That is one player prop bet I do like for this weekend. If you want to get all of our picks all in one place, hit the link in our bio, ButtFumbleSports.com. Make sure you hit that link and sign up for the free newsletter. All of our picks all in one place. Appreciate all of you joining us as we go through the NFL Divisional round. If you've got questions, we've got answers. If you could only make one play the entire weekend, what would it be? Okay, if I could only make one bet for the entire weekend, what would it be? Well, I would take Kansas City on the money line, but that's not great odds. If you want something that's going to be on better odds, I would take Jacksonville to cover. I would buy the 1.5, take Jacksonville plus 10.5. I feel like that's a really strong play. I also do like Giants to cover plus 9 after I buy a 1.5. I also think Bills on the money line is a great play. So those are some of the ones that I feel the most confident about this weekend, Dom 2313. Make sure you're following ButtFumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. Hit that follow button. ButtFumble Sports. Who is the number 1 underdog money line bet? I don't really like any of them, if I'm being honest. If there was one, it would be the Dallas Cowboys. I don't like it, though. I really feel good about San Francisco on the money line. But I actually think the favorite and the home team, all four of them are going to win. I don't have any underdogs winning this week. I have underdogs covering in 3 of the 4 games. 4 of the 4 games, but I'm on both sides of the Dallas 49er game. But that said, I have the home team and the favorite winning every game. What was my worst sports take of the year? What was my worst sports take of the year? Oh, okay. This is actually an easy one. I thought the Raiders were going to be good. I thought the Broncos were going to be good. I thought both of those teams, I thought what we saw in the NFC East was going to be the AFC West. And I know that's not actually a terrible take. I know a lot of people were out there with that take. But probably my worst take of the NFL season is I thought the Broncos and Raiders would both be contending for a playoff spot. Maybe they wouldn't get it, but they'd be contending for it. I absolutely missed on that. So that's an example of a Butt Fumble Sports swing and a miss from the NFL season. That is a take that we missed on. Niners, Giants in an NFC Championship game. Unfortunately not. I think it's going to be Niners traveling to Philadelphia. I have Niners, Eagles in the NFC Championship game next weekend. Make sure you're following us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. And make sure you're getting our free newsletter with all of our gambling picks, game notes, and gambling trends for this divisional round. Hit the link in our bio. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. That was a good question, by the way. What was our vanilla sports? What was our worst sports take? That's a good question. If you guys have rants of your own, or if you have questions about the NFL, what just went down today, over the last few weeks, or the playoffs ahead, make sure you throw your questions in the chat. We'll be here for a few more minutes. Speaking of some of the news that happened today, I'm really surprised Byron Leftwich was fired, but I'm not surprised that the Baltimore Ravens and Greg Roman parted ways. Greg Roman is known as a great offensive coordinator for running games, but when it comes to passing games, it's not his strength, and we've certainly seen that with the Baltimore Ravens. Their passing game was really poor this year. Obviously, without Lamar Jackson, you lose the dynamic ability that he has, not just on the ground, but through the air as well. But they don't have enough receivers. They don't have enough talent in the passing game. And obviously, I think the scheme wasn't good enough to make average talent superior to that. So for a number of reasons, I'm not surprised the Ravens moved on. I think it's a good move for them. Make sure you're following us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. We showed some of the designs for some of our new shirts. You're going to want to check those out. Some of the new Butt Fumble Sports merchandise, a bunch of new designs, including this one, some Jones on Jones crime. I know you probably can't see it as well in this picture, but I as you can see, Chandler Jones, Mac Jones, pretty good shirt. We have a lot of fun designing these. Another one that you guys will want to check out. This is probably the one that looks best in the live. By the way, these are original hand-drawn designs. These are fantastic. We have a great artist who does them. Original hand-drawn designs. Here's one that looks really good in the chat. Josh Allen hurdling. This is a t-shirt. You can get this as a sweatshirt as well. These are great designs, hand-drawn original designs from Butt Fumble Sports. Go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. While you're there, sign up for the free newsletter and also check out our merchandise store on buttfumblesports.com. Appreciate all of you joining us. Make sure you're following us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. How is Matt Canada still on the Steelers? I feel like they want to keep some continuity for Kenny Pickett. The reason I feel like they kept him is in part because they don't want to go through a new offensive coordinator in year 1 to year 2. They want to build on what they had with him. So slowly, I think they want to, if they remove him next year, that's one thing. But I think they want to have a good, consistent off season for Pickett so he can build off a foundation. I don't think they want to create too much disruption. Make sure you're following us at Butt Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. Trying to get back to our original background. Here we are. Here, let me hand out some player prop bets. Here are some player prop bets that we really like this weekend. I like Jerick McKinnon, anytime touchdown. I'm getting that at minus 130. McKinnon has a touchdown in 6 straight games. Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown. I'm getting that at minus 152. He has a touchdown in 6 of his last 7 playoff games. I also like Patrick Mahomes, over 300 passing yards. I'm getting him at 300 plus passing yards at minus 150. In his first meeting against Jacksonville this season, Mahomes went 26 of 35 for 331 passing yards and 4 passing touchdowns. So 3 plays I really like. Jerick McKinnon, anytime touchdown at minus 130. Travis Kelce, anytime touchdown, minus 152. Patrick Mahomes, 300 plus passing yards, minus 150. And one more for you, Travis Kelce, 80 plus receiving yards at minus 125. Ben Johnson will coach the Chargers. I could maybe see that next year. Yeah, that actually is a possibility. That's not a terrible take, Vanilla Sports. A couple of player prop bets that I like for Saturday night's game. I like Jalen Hurts, anytime touchdown, minus 122. Jalen Hurts has a rushing touchdown in 5 of his last 7 games played. Another player prop bet I liked in that one is Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown. I'm getting that at even money. And finally, Daniel Jones, over 42.5 rushing yards. I'm getting that at minus 115. Here's a great note for you. In his 24-year coaching career, Andy Reid is 28-5 coming off a bye week, including playoff games. One of the reasons I like the Chiefs on the money line and Jaguars to cover, Andy Reid coming off a bye week in his coaching career is 28-5. That's straight up. But as for the spread, the Chiefs are 1-6-1 against the spread at home this season, while Doug Peterson is 6-0 as a playoff underdog in his coaching career. So one more time, some coaching stats for you. Andy Reid is 28-5 straight up coming off a bye week, but Doug Peterson is 6-0 against the spread as a playoff underdog in his coaching career. One of the many reasons I like Kansas City on the money line and the Jaguars to cover after I buy 1.5. One fun note for you, I don't think it continues this week, so this is the last time I'll probably be able to say this stat, but Trevor Lawrence has never lost a game on Saturday in his life. Again, that's a crazy thing to say, but Trevor Lawrence has never lost a Saturday game of football in his life, 37-0. In high school, Trevor Lawrence went 3-0. In college, Trevor Lawrence went 32-0. And in the playoffs and in the regular season, Trevor Lawrence is 2-0 in the NFL. So Trevor Lawrence is 37-0 lifetime on Saturdays playing football. Pretty good. Mahomes 300 plus passing yards is a player prop bet that I like. I feel like that's a really good play. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. If you want to get all of our gambling picks all in one place, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in the bio. When you get there, sign up for the free newsletter. In that newsletter that comes out tomorrow, you'll get all of my game picks, total plays, and player prop bets all in one place. So hit the link in our bio, go to our website, buttfumblesports.com, and sign up for that free newsletter. Vanilla Sports, the reason why Trevor Lawrence hasn't lost a game was because in college he played for... Yeah, the ACC is pretty bad, I understand, but still a fun stat. You know, when you get fun stats, you got to play with it. Make sure you're following us at Fumble Sports on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, and at Sports Fumble on Twitter. A few more player prop bets for you. I do like Gabe Davis on an anytime touchdown. I would parlay that with a Buffalo Bills win. That's Gabe Davis, anytime touchdown, parlayed with a Buffalo Bills win. I'm getting that at plus 250. He has a receiving touchdown, 5 receiving touchdowns in 5 playoff games. So I like Gabe Davis, anytime touchdown, parlayed with a Buffalo Bills win. And finally, the last parlay that I'll give out, the last player prop bet that I'll give out tonight is Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. Again, that's Brock Purdy over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I'm getting that at minus 130. Appreciate all of you guys joining us tonight. We just did an hour of live show on TikTok Live and on YouTube. If you missed any part of it, make sure you go to TikTok or make sure you go to YouTube rather, our YouTube channel, Butt Fumble Sports. Go to our YouTube channel. You can watch this video, hear all of our analysis, hear our rants, the picks we gave out, and all the gambling and game notes that go with it. So go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. Sign up for the free newsletter that comes out tomorrow. But if you missed our show just now, go to our YouTube channel, buttfumblesports.com, and you can, go to our YouTube channel, Buttfumble Sports, and you can watch this show and catch all the things you missed. Appreciate all you guys joining us. We will be back on Saturday. We will do a pregame show on Saturday at 3 p.m. Saturday at 3 p.m. We will do a live show on TikTok Live and YouTube, a pregame show for the divisional round and the kickoff of Jaguars Chiefs. So make sure you're following us, Butt Fumble Sports, on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube. You'll want to follow us. That way you know when we go live. But join us 3 p.m. Saturday. We'll do a live pregame show before Jaguars and Chiefs. Appreciate all of you guys joining us tonight. Have a great night. Make sure you go to our website, buttfumblesports.com. The link is in the bio. Sign up for our free newsletter. In that newsletter, you get all of our gambling picks all in one place. The gambling trends and game notes that go with it. So whether you want to tail us or fade us, you know the reason why. Appreciate all of you guys joining us. Make sure you sign up for that free newsletter. Check out our merchandise store. A lot of great hand designs there. You'll want to check that out at buttfumblesports.com. Appreciate all you guys supporting us. Make sure you're following us for our pregame shows this weekend, and have a great night. I hope your tickets cash.